Welcome back. You're still tuned into Power Breakfast here on CNBC-TV18. We are now joined by our research team. They'll tell us how the trade setup is looking, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. Hey guys, a very good morning to all of you. Rima, let me come across to you first up. What is the market setup looking like today?
Well, a little bit of a risk-off across the global markets. As you've been pointing out, Jerome Powell's very hawkish rhetoric has rattled the risk sentiment across Wall Street overnight, where the key indices were down anywhere between 1.25% going up to a 1.7% downfall for the Dow Jones. So U.S. markets were under pressure. Asian markets are trading with weakness. And even the SGX Nifty, if you compare it with Monday's March futures close of 17,790, it is indicating a bit of a downbeat start. The key takeaway is that the ultimate peak rate is going to be higher than longer. It's higher than what they were earlier anticipating. And also the Fed is prepared to now increase the pace of rate hikes. So basically the window for a 50 basis points rate hike in the next Fed meet is now on the table. The Indian markets had two good days on the trot, both Friday and on Monday. On Monday, though, the markets went to levels of 17,800, but it did retrace from there to ultimately end just about that 17,700 mark. The resistance from now here on will be the 50-day moving average, which is 17,855, and also 17,880, which is the 38.2% retracement of the recent correction from the all-time high levels of 18,888 to the recent low of last week, 17,255. Both the institutions on Monday bought in the cash market. Between the FIs and the DIs, we had nearly about 1,500 crores bought. The DIs bought 750 crore, while the FIs net bought 721 crores. So today, Indian markets could have a bit of a gap down opening given the risk-off sentiment across the global markets. But we've had two good days on the trot, so let's see whether the bulls will claw back. Back to you.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Rima, for joining us with those market cues. Now, over to Surbhi. A lot of stocks that will be in focus as well. She has that list. Surbhi?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for that. So, a few stocks that are on my radar today. Adani Group continues to be in focus as they prepay 7,374 crores of shares-backed financing ahead of its maturity of April 2025. Next is Power Grid, where the board approves two investments, one worth 524 crores to Eastern Region Expansion Scheme, which is expected to be completed by November 2025, and the other investment of 3,547 crores towards a wind energy project, which is expected to be completed in November 2024. Next is Vardhman Special Steels. The company partners with Toyota's global supply chain to start mass production of steel. All Cargo Logistics. The company consolidates its position in contract logistics business by buying out partners' stake of 38.87%, and also the board approves exit from non-core clearance business. And lastly, Sun Pharma. The company completes acquisition of Concert Pharma.
Thank you, Surbhi, for that list. And finally, Mangalam is joining in with all the cues from the F&O space this morning. Hey, Mangalam.
Good morning. So, on Monday, we had a great trading session, though the Nifty was mildly off highs. And now we are at an important juncture. The Nifty closed at 17,711 and the 20-day moving average is 17,701. So for all practical purposes, we are at the 20-day moving average, and the start, as the SGX Nifty is indicating, would be below that. So on the way up, that will be something that we'll watch out for immediately. The SGX Nifty at an optical level are down 131 points, but you have to adjust it for the Monday futures close. 17,774 is what the futures close was. So to that extent, the SGX Nifty is currently indicating a cut of just around 40 to 50 points. There was strong institutional participation on Monday. Both the FIs and DIs bought together 1,400 odd crores. But in index futures, the short covering continued. Both Nifty as well as the Nifty Bank saw open interest contraction, and the data confirmed that 1,500 crore worth purchased by the FIIs in index futures, of which 16,000 contracts on the short side were unwound, a few long positions added. Now the FII longs are 26%, while they're still net short. Remember, last week the longs were just around 15%. So after two strong days, the longs have inched up as well. They've covered some short positions in index options as well. Both long calls as well as short calls as well as short puts have been unwound. We saw unwinding at the 17,600 call. Those who had written that call after a big up move on the Nifty had to cover those positions. But we continue to see some writing at the 17,800 call and the 17,700 put. So the 17,800 call has a premium of around 25 odd rupees, and the 17,700 put has a premium of 50 odd rupees. So those who are playing for expiry tomorrow are playing for a range anywhere between 17,625 to 17,855. 17,855 important because it's also the 50-day moving average on the Nifty, and the Nifty Bank has rejected the 50-day moving average at 41,673. So it will be important to see where it goes from here as well. Support seen around 17,625 to 17,650.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mangalam, Reema and Surbi for joining us. That's our setup for the trading day today. Let's slip into a break. Up next, we'll get you all the cues from the commodities market. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Power Breakfast here on CNBC-TV18. Some allegations in the Adani case make no sense. That is the word coming in from GQG Partners Chairman Rajiv Jain. Remember, the firm has invested over 15,000 crore rupees in the Adani Group recently. Also, pledge has been released on 4 Adani companies, and the promoter has cut debt of over 7,300 crore rupees. The group said this yesterday. Listen into excerpts from Rajiv Jain's chat with CNBC.
A lot of the court cases that were cited in the report have all been settled. I mean, one thing which I'm actually blown away is that everybody is paying so much credence to something which actually has been settled. I mean, some of the allegations actually really make no sense. So they can be verified in a number of different ways. So, like for example, the offshore issue. I mean, offshore, Mauritius is the second largest country where the foreign direct investment goes into India. I mean, almost every asset management company and private, on private equity or venture capital goes through Mauritius. That's a known fact. There are 35 million. There are 35 million open court cases. I mean, any company you look at, there probably have hundreds, if not thousands, of open court cases. So the allegations are I mean, that is frankly part of what happens in the Indian corporate landscape. It's very easy to sue anybody. I mean, as I was telling in one of the meetings, that it's easier to sue somebody than buy a bottle of beer in some of the states. If you go back to Adani Enterprise, they got Mumbai Airport in summer of 2020, and the stock immediately started ripping from that. I mean, Mumbai Airport is quite a unique asset. I mean, people forget that this is the middle of the city. They're going to double the capacity overall within the next X many years. And same thing for some of the other ones. So there was deregulation on the power side. In other words, allow them to push through power. The coal price increases. So there are a lot of fundamental changes. Was the stock a bit on the higher side? Probably yes, but there are good reasons why these stocks started running up.
Okay, some important commentary, and we'll keep getting your excerpts of this conversation through the course of the day. But it's time to talk commodities now. Manisha Gupta is joining us with all the update from the commodity space this morning. Hey, Manisha, good morning.
Morning, Sonal. Thank you for that. Well, we've started with a day where you are looking at the dollar index yet again trading above 105. And even as the markets were looking at a weak Chinese economic data, it is about the Jerome Powell statement about central banks preparing to move faster, and the interest rates could peak higher if the data warranted. That clearly has taken the steam off many of these commodities. We saw the crude oil prices fall by 3.5% overnight. This has been the biggest fall in almost 2 months. Same is the case for the metal prices, where in the precious metals, you have gold prices fall 2% overnight, the worst day in a month. Silver prices are now trading at a 4-month lows, and the base metal prices have had a big knock as well. So the copper prices fell by nearly 2.5%. You had zinc and aluminum go down by 2% as well. It is now about higher inventories as well, but we have seen potential resumptions coming in from supplies within Peru. So increasing inventories, not such a great demand from China, and the kind of statement that the U.S. has come out with is all weighing onto the markets.
Oh, yes, they are. So across commodities and equity markets, we are seeing commentary from Jerome Powell, seeing an impact as well. So we'll keep tracking that for you. For now, we'll take your leave in this edition of Power Breakfast. Stay tuned. Bazaar Morning Call comes up next.